Hello, it's your favorite sports Unc here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing community on YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Ocho cry. College football is officially back. We had some games last week, but now the real games start to come. And tonight's game, Georgia Tech go on the road and in Folsom Field at CU, they win 27-20. Hayes King, 13 of 20, 143. He threw an interception, but it was his legs that was the difference. 19 rushes, a $156, 3 rushing touchdowns. The last one, 45 yards to put them ahead with 1:07 left in the ball game, and they go on the road and they defeat the Buffaloes 27-20. The first game without Shedeur Sanders and the receiver, Travis Hunter. So Colorado is on the new era now. Hey, Kalen Salt, I think that's his name, 17 of 28, 159, 1 touchdown. They ran the ball really well, 31 for a $146, but it was Georgia Tech, 47 rushes, 327 yards. Ocho, I was disgusted watching this game. I say, what about gap integrity? What about contain? Georgia Tech has run the football since I was a kid. Even when they had Megatron, they ran the damn football. When they had Demarius Thomas, they ran the football. Georgia Tech runs the football. It's like if you play the Naval Academy or Army. You know they're going to run the football, Ocho. I'm like, Livingston, are you going to make any adjustment? Guys, what is your responsibility? What about your gap integrity? What about your contained responsibility? I'm like, this is utterly ridiculous. And quarterback, Salter, bro, you missed entirely too many throws. He missed entirely too many throws, Ocho. And number 20 got a nice set of hands on him, the running back. Bro, he wide open, and I hate when quarterbacks do this, Ocho. When you miss a throw, you go to the running back or you go to the wide receiver. Talk about, I wanted you. No, bro, I was right there. Put it on me. All you had to do is hit me right here. Don't talk about
That's it.
Don't do that. Don't do that. You effed it up. And he had the guy on 3rd and 10. He missed entirely too many throws, but their defense let him down tonight. You can't let somebody come into your building and run the ball 47 times for 320 yards. Hold on, let me see. Hold on. Before you go, Ocho, let me see what.
Yes, sir.
See if I want to see. No, I want to go back. Box score. Man, Ocho, I'm like. But I knew I was on the phone with my brother early in the game. I say, Spank, a team give you 3 turnovers at home in the first quarter, and you only score 7 points, you telling that team, beat me, kick our ass. Yeah. You're supposed to have a bear. They didn't, and they got what they deserved. Go ahead, Ocho. I'll find it in a second. Go ahead.
I say, listen, what I was going to say is, obviously, we all wanted to see what Colorado would look like without Shedeur Sanders, without Travis Hunter, and they didn't look that bad. First game of the season, you want to get the kinks out. You want to see what areas you need to improve in. Obviously, we see defensively, Colorado has to be able to stop the run because now it's out there on tape. What do we do when we play against the Colorado Buffaloes to have success? We run the ball.
That was the issue last year, though, Ocho. Damn.
That was the issue last year. Obviously, Georgia Tech showed that. That's an area that hasn't been filled, so that needs to be addressed. Boom. For me, the beginning of the game, Georgia Tech tried to hand the game to Colorado. They tried to hand the game to. I'm saying, well, goddamn. In my mind, I'm looking. Boom. After the first turnover, them boys went down and scored, and then it was 2 more turnovers after that. I'm like, well, all right. I don't like the way this is looking because you got the ball back 2 more times.
3 turnovers in the first quarter from Georgia Tech.
In the first quarter, and you only do something with it one time. I say, you know what? It's gonna come down. It's gonna come down to the end. It's gonna come down to the end because offensively, they're not doing enough.
Nope.
They're not doing enough offensively to put me at ease and to put me at, to make me calm. Because for one, the first turnover, it was all the way in your territory, so of course it was easy to go down and score. But the other 2, it seemed like you really couldn't move the ball.
They didn't.
You really couldn't move the ball. You tried everything you could to establish the run. The run was.
They ran for Ocho. They ran. I mean, they ran for 146 yards.
Yeah, but obviously, Unc, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. You want a happy balance of both. To kind of keep the defense, on their heels, on not knowing what's going to come. Are they going to run it? how they gonna throw it, but they weren't good enough in the air either, huh?
Well, that's the quarterback, Ocho. And look, I think he has tremendous arm talent. But, bro, you don't have to impress us with every throw of your arm. You're missing routine throws. He's going to have to learn how to throw better on the move because on the move, he's not very good. And, we're gonna be nice, Ocho, because these are college kids. These aren't professionals, although some are making –
It's week one. It's week one, too. It's week one.
Ocho, throw it on the move. That should be able to week one, week no one, week anything. You should be able to throw. Ocho, the throws that he's missing because that's third down. You're off the field. Right. You want to stay on the field. I want another crack. Give me 4 more cracks at you. Right. And we saw him miss numerous throws. The second time he had an opportunity, Ocho, he could have ran the ball to the end zone instead of throwing it.
Yeah.
Bro, we understand that you have a nice arm. I mean, we saw him launch at 60, 65 yards. But, bro, sometimes you got to understand, okay, this is an opportunity for me that was not the time for you to try to impress us with your arm. Pick up the first down. Right. And another thing, Ocho, then I'm going to turn it back over to you. I don't know what Coach Primner was thinking. They got the ball back with 1 minute and 7 seconds in the ball game. You got 2 timeouts, and you don't use any. You took those same 2 timeouts you had to start that drive, and you go into the locker room with them. So you throw one pass behind the line of scrimmage, you get tackled, you don't call timeout. You complete another pass on second down, you don't call timeout. And then the quarterback picks up a third down, but he burns 8, 9, 10 seconds on the clock. What the hell are y'all doing?
On the scramble. I'm not sure what was going on in that situation. Obviously, you want to use those timeouts to give yourself as much time as possible. Continue running plays to try to get down in some type of range to throw a Hail Mary pass. I'm not sure what the issue was there. But listen, they got some stuff they need to work on. They have some stuff they need to work on. I'm sure Prime is glad that college football is back. We're out there playing against opponents and not just ourselves, so we can see what areas we need to get better at. Obviously, some areas are some of the same stuff that we had issues with last year. I'm going to start with just the running game, being able to stop the run game, having the meat and potatoes to be able to compete up there in the trenches and stop people from running down your goddamn throat.
320?
That's where it's
320.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot too, boy. Oh, that's a whole lot.
Running the football and stopping the run is about will. It's about want to. Because schematically, I can't do anything. Ocho, they wasn't doing anything. He faked the toss, and then they pull a guard, or they pull a double guard or tackle, or they'll pull a guard and they'll pull a running back. That's all they were doing. They wasn't doing anything. The pass game, schematically, Ocho, I can scheme people. When I run the football, it wasn't nothing fancy. It was nothing. Yeah. It was our guys kick your guys' ass. That's what we did. Yeah, and that's why football is, for me, mentally the toughest sport. Because you know why, Ocho? You're asking the one man to move another man against his will. Now, I know Colorado, they want to leave that patch of grass, that A gap, that B gap, that C, or contain. I know they didn't want to leave it. Yeah. But Georgia Tech said, you getting your ass up out of here. You getting up out of here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, what? Livingston? I know, look, you go back and you watch the film. There's a lot. There's not, you didn't really do a whole lot good. Other than the fact, when they got the lead, I mean, you came down, they went and got 20, you matched them. But then they go right back down the field. Right back down the field. And they ran the football, Ocho. Do you know what it takes to go 75, 65, 70 yards, and I just run it? I think they threw one pass.
Yeah, on the ground at that. On the ground at that. Hey, listen, you know the difference. You know the difference and what matters when it comes to wins and losses. What you got up there in your front. What you got up there in the trenches. You ain't got to listen, if you ain't got enough meat and potatoes up there in your front in your front yard, and you got them boys ain't got enough rocks in their back pocket, you're gonna get moved around. You can get pushed around. You understand that. And that's what you saw tonight. Week one. The same issues you had last year. And there's only one way to fix it. You got to get them big hogs up there. You got to. That's the only way to stop it. And then if you don't have the size, you got to have people that want it. People that got this, that want to come downhill.
Corner.
Well, you know what? You want to move me against my will? Well, let me show you I'm not one of those you just going, hey, I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going. I'm coming to the party. It don't matter what time I get there, but I'm going to be there.
Corners. Ocho, whatever happened to I'm not going to let my outside arm get pinned? Mm-hmm. You never give up that leverage. Where the hell leverage? Right. Where's contained? Don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's hard for me to believe with the personnel that Time has on that staff, they don't teach leverage. Right. They don't teach contain. They don't teach gap responsibility, gap integrity. I refuse to believe that. And constantly I see DBs giving up the outside arm and the guy running down the sideline. Constantly I see defensive linemen. I'm like, bro, that is your gap. How you let that man get you up out of there? That is your gap.
And the funny thing about it is coaches can coach it and repeat it over and over and over and over as many times as they want. But when the bullets is flying, you have one responsibility: to take what you're taught and execute the X's and O's. That all comes down to want to. That all comes down to want to at the end of the day.
Ocho, here's the thing. When you walking through something, it's easy.
Yeah.
But if you want to find out what a man can do, put him to the test. The test is when that ball moves. That's the test. See, I know what you're doing when you're walking through. I know what you're doing. But if you want to know what a man can really do, put him to the test. Put his ass under the gun. And let's see what he does. Because I've seen so many guys, and you have too, in practice.
Yeah.
They look like Odell Beckham catching the ball. World. They running the ball. They think they. I'm like, well, damn, look at how you break on the ball, Deion Sanders. And then get in the game, and he playing like Colonel Sanders. I'm like, oh, no, hell no. Man, please. So, man, Chad, I'm sorry. Chad, I'm on one tonight. If you guys can tell, that Colorado game, they got me pissed off. I don't know. I'm to the highest. I'm festivity. Is that a word?
Yeah. Hey, who they playing like Colonel who?
Yeah. I mean, in practice, they looking like Deion Sanders breaking on the ball. Now they get in the game, they're looking like Colonel Sanders. Fried chicken. Man,
God.
And I'm looking, and I understand. Ocho, I understand. Some of these guys, I mean, starting for the first time, the bright lights.
Yeah.
But that's what makes who make us who we are. To being able to perform under duress, under adversity, and not forget that I can't get my outside arm pinned. I got to hold contain. I've got to maintain my leverage. I've got to have sound gap responsibility. And you can't throw that out the window because now all of a sudden they firing off the ball. That's the thing. You got to be able to hold that. And Chad, maybe I'm using terms, but you watched the game. You saw what I saw. Hell, my old ass could have ran through some of them holes. Now, I wouldn't have got no 45 yards, but I'd have got a first down. I'm like, damn. It's the first game, Ocho. And for me, I've always felt that I wanted at home, especially the first game, Ocho, I got to win that. I got to hold serve at home.
You got to win that.
I got to.
And listen, they had plenty of opportunity, y'all. They had plenty of opportunity. When they got those that second and that third turnover and didn't do anything with the ball, I said it's going to be a long night.
I told Spank, I said Colorado.
It's going to be a long night because that should have set the tone for the game right there.
Should have put them down. At worst case scenario, Ocho, put them down 13-0, 17-0. Yeah. At worst case. But with 3 turnovers and that team's on the road, you're in your home, it can't be 7-0 going into the second quarter. It cannot be. No. It cannot be.
And it puts all the pressure back on Georgia Tech.
Because
they have to
go ahead, Ocho.
No, I was gonna say it puts all the pressure back on Georgia Tech, where you won't have that comfortability of being able to run the ball all second half long.
Because guess what, Ocho? You didn't take me out of what I want to do. Because it's only 7-0. Now, maybe if it's 17-0, maybe if it's 21-0, I force you to throw the football.
Change the game plan.
Thank you. But now,
I got to change my
even with these turnovers, you allow me to still stay in my comfort zone.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, I don't know how to do it, Ocho, but most of the time, if you don't make somebody get up out if you rent an apartment, if you somebody landlord, and they go a month or two and they ain't paid you your money, there's a good chance they're not gonna pay you in week 3, a month 4, month 5, month 6.
Yeah. So they squatting basically.
I've got them. Okay, guess what? You come home and it's locked, it padlocked, or the lock's changed. And then I don't know why. I don't know what happened. I know what happened. You 13,000, you're 15,000 in the rears on rent. Woo. And I've got responsibility. I got banks that want their mortgage on this building. And you talk about, hey, man, that bank don't want to hear nothing about you lost your job.
Right.
Because I can't, you know what? I'm going to bring you your money next month because, a couple of my tenants lost their job. They're not trying to hear that, Ocho. So in this situation right here, all Colorado did was yell across the field, hey, appreciate them 3 turnovers. Now kick our ass.
That's it.
3 turnovers in the first quarter, Ocho.
Yeah, you got to do something with that.
You got advantage of it.
After the second one, I say, okay, if they get another one, we got to find a way to get the game out of their hands.
Yes.
You got to make it a little easy on the back end. But once after that second one, and they went damn near 3 and out.
They did.
Damn near. Might as well have been. I say, it's going to be a long night.
I knew they wouldn't win this game. Once they got them 3 turnovers in the first quarter, and they only came away with 7 points, and you allow Georgia Tech to stay within the scheme of what they want to do. The first thing I want to do, if you are a running team, I want to get you out of that. I don't want you to be able to run the football. What do you do? What is the second best thing that you do? I want you to play to that. I don't want you to play to your strength, Ocho. I want you to play to your weakness. Yeah. And if you beat me with your weakness, Ocho, I come to the center of the field. Congratulations. Good job. Hey, stay healthy. I'll see you down the road, Coach. But I'm not going to let you beat me when I know that's what you want to do.
Right.
But like I said, the D coordinator, I understand y'all put a lot of time in because you know what Georgia Tech does. Georgia Tech wants to run the football. But your gap integrity, your leverage, your contain was piss poor. And that'll cause you to lose a lot of games. That'll cause you to lose a lot of games. We had this conversation last year when they played Kansas. We've had these conversations over the years when we're discussing Colorado about being able to stop the run. Now, one thing I will say, Ocho, they look better in pass protection. That left tackle's going to go play at the next level. That left tackle, number 77, he's going to go play at the next level. He's going to go play. He's going to go play. He's going to be playing on Sundays. But they've got to do a better job. I don't care how good you are offensively. If you cannot stop the run, because they're just – I mean, think about it. They still have 5 more minutes of possession with 3 turnovers. And a lot of turnovers are like 2 plays. 1 play, turnover. 3 plays, turnover.
You give them the ball back too fast. You're not doing nothing with it. You're not doing nothing with it.
Man, I was so frustrated because I'm like, bro.
Hey, hold on. You think you frustrated tonight? Wait till you see tomorrow's game. You might be frustrated again.
Who play tomorrow? Oh, Clemson?
Well, Texas and Ohio State. What you mean who play tomorrow?
Look, I think the thing is, Ocho, when games, if you know somebody, I'm gonna be watching because I like Sark. I know Sark. He and we communicate. So yes, I'm gonna be pulling for Sark. Oh, I'm sorry, Chad. Yes, I'm gonna be pulling for Sark because I like him. But when you know time, you kind of vested. You and I both have gone to see you, watched them play. It's a great atmosphere, and this was a winnable game for Colorado. But they did everything they possibly could to help Georgia Tech steal it from them. But Georgia Tech didn't steal it. They went on the road. They outplayed them. And Coach says, look, we give their defense credit because the defense bowled their back because they got the 3. They only gave up 7 points on those 3 turnovers. Yeah. So they could have gotten out of hand. Colorado took care of the football. They didn't turn it over not one time. They had less penalties. But when you let a team go run for 320, 320. I mean, first of all, 200 yards is a lot. Would you start letting teams get 300, 400 yards running on you? Man, please. Please.
Yeah.
But I'm sure Coach Prime, I don't know how they do it in college, Ocho. I mean, we played Saturday. We was off Sunday, unless we played like horse and coach would make us put our uniforms on and go practice. Right. And I was thinking about that, Ocho. Ocho, do you know? I mean, think about it, Ocho. If you played a game on Sunday, and coach and you was in Cincinnati, they said, Ocho, put your pads on. We go into practice on a Monday.
I don't know about that. Hey, listen, grown folk, that ain't finna work. We are not putting no pads on after playing a 3-hour game on a Sunday. That's not happening. I'm not sure who the team captain would be, but I can guarantee you they will not be in no pads after game day. Unc, you already know how we feeling after game day.
I absolutely know.
Hold on. You know how long it takes to get out of bed after a game?
I do.
Man, please. Put on some pads. Pads who? Shoot. Nah. Ain't happening.
But they'll probably have tomorrow off. Come in Monday, watch the tape, and get ready because it's a fast turnaround, Ocho. You can't let this linger. That stench is there.
No, not long.
It's just something about Luke. Ocho, look, it's been damn near 40 years since I was in college, Ocho. But there's something about, and I was never a big guy that went out after the game. But I can assure you, if we lost, you were gonna see Shannon Sharpe face on campus. Yeah. Oh hell no! First of all, you barely saw me after a win. Barely. I'm talking about maybe. I think I went to maybe one party in 4 years of college. I no, and we lose.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the guys filing out, man. They hurrying back Ocho to shower, especially if we home.
Right.
They hurry up in the shower and go to the party. I'm like, you sorry mofos. Y'all want people to see y'all? Y'all just lost.
Hey, but I tell you what though, this is how I look at it, and I'm gonna be honest. You have to think my time during my tenure in Cincinnati, we had maybe 1, maybe 2 winning seasons. My entire when I was there, so I had no choice but to handle my business week in and week out, whether we're winning or losing, because I'm stepping outside. I'm stepping outside, and I can tell you, I know exactly where I was at because I had friends of mine that I met, Maine, Rico, Los, all them boys down there in Cincinnati as a group of 5. We've been friends since 2001. I have no other outside friends outside of those I met on the first day I got lost in Cincinnati. First day, still friends to this day. Dude, we used to go to Annie's after every game. We play at 1 o'clock. The game in at 3. We had Jay Alexander's at 6 o'clock. And then when 10 or whatever call roll around, I'm going out. I'm going out because I'm trying to enjoy myself, get some of the soreness out, walk around, have a little fun, talk to some of the fans, the dudes out the hood that be out off of Short Vine and wherever they from, just talk football. I like that. I was more of a people person, during that time and loved to talk the game of football, whether we were losing or winning. And I would always show my face, whether we were losing or winning. I mean,
one of the worst times I had, Ocho, I was in Baltimore. And we had I had already made reservations at Ruth Chris. I had brought everybody in, and we lost the game. If I didn't have my mom and my sister and all them kids, I'd cancel that. Hell no. I would get takeout. We lost the game. Hey, Sharpe, we going by such and such. Say, nah, I'm going on home. I'm going home. I'm a sore loser. I'm a worse winner. But I don't want to be around nobody. I know how I am. I'm moody. I'm irritable. Because guess what? That's why y'all lost. Y'all out here partying. You need to be home in your playbook. You need to be studying your play. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to hear that. So let me take my black ass home, sulk, mope, and think about, man, what could I have done differently?
Hey, I was hanging with us. I was hanging with us. We have a game. Obviously, we play 1 o'clock. I swear for God, you would think I wasn't even a football player. For one, not just a football player, but a star football player at that. Because if you want to catch me after a football game before me and the fellas go eat dinner, you can just catch me on Short Vine. You can catch me down the way. I go see my little young bulls that enjoy the game of football. I sit there with them, talk about the game for a little bit, chit chat. We on the corner, Unc. We on the corner in Cincinnati, just chilling.
Ain't nothing. I'm going home.
talking football for about an hour or two. I sit there with them, smoke a cigar after the game. Boom, I go down to J. Alexander's. My routine was the exact same for a decade straight. It never changed.
Well, I don't know if they still in existence, but I would call, I would get Black Eyed Peas was the name of the restaurant. I would get the grilled chicken or the country fried steak. I would get rice, I would get Colonel corn, and I would get Black Eyed Peas. I get a combination of like lemon tea, raspberry tea or something, and I'm going home.
Yeah,
that's it. I'm going home. I want to be miserable by myself. I don't want to see nobody. I don't want nobody to tell me you played a good game because I played like dog. I don't care if I had 150. Right. I played terrible. I didn't play good enough to win, and I don't want nobody to try to pat me on the back. You guys are gonna get you're not. No, I don't know what's gonna happen after this. I'm talking about this game. So I know how I am. I've always been like this. We lost the game in high school. Hey, Shaw, man, I'm going home. Coach, take me home. If we win, your boy, I'm gonna walk the streets with y'all.
Right.
But if we lose,
right. Yeah, you
ain't finna see me.
You taking it
hard. Nah. Because Ocho, I've always been one of these guys that worked so hard for it. I know what I put in, and the more you put into something, the more it hurt when it doesn't work out in your favor.
See, I like what you just said. You know what you put in. I understand what I put in. I understand the work I put in to make sure it's a team game, right? It's a team game. When it comes time to get paid, you get paid individually.
You do. You definitely do.
So I made sure I did my part. If things don't if the other 10 don't do what they supposed to do,
that ain't your fault.
Now I'm not finna punish myself. I'm punishing myself. Why am I not going nowhere? Because y'all suck. Hell no. I'm finna get out here. I'm finna go get my J. Alexander's. I'm finna talk to my homeboys, and I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna go to Annie's, and I'm gonna enjoy myself. Now, I don't drink no alcohol, but I got my fellas with me. I'm gonna make sure they have a good time.
Man. A transformer just hit Joe's house, and so he ain't got no power. Joe got buzzard luck. He need to move.
Hey, Joe over there on $100 million property. $100 million property, 273,000 square feet, and ain't got no power. With a goddamn generator, Joe. Joe, with a generator. I know you got a generator out there, Joe.
Everybody should have one in Atlanta because them pop-up storms gonna pop up and knock it out. Go knock your power out.
Hold on. Can Joe see us right now? Hey, Joe, can you see us?
He ain't got no power.
FaceTime me, Joe. Nah, he got a cell phone.
Internet.
You don't got. Come on now.
Internet.
You need LTE or G5. What you call it? What you call the provider?
The 5G.
Hey, that don't require nothing. Your phone should work. Joe, FaceTime me, Joe, if you can see this.
If you ain't got no internet, he can't FaceTime you.
Yes, you can. You can't. But the internet in the house has nothing to do with your cell phone working.
Man, look here. Okay.
Hey, he can FaceTime. I can just hold the phone up. He can still be part of the show.
Coach Prime, who was recently diagnosed with bladder cancer and needs frequently use of the restroom, no longer has to travel far. He has a portable toilet next to Colorado's bench to accommodate him following bladder reconstruction surgery. And it's sponsored. Man, time out his mind.
Hey, that depends. But I know they paying well.
Oh yeah, for sure. See, a lot of people embarrassed for that, Ocho.
Who? Well, I wish I would. What? You know how many zeros probably come behind that right there?
A lot of people don't want people to know that they have to wear adults undergarment. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Yeah, for sure.
Listen, you got to understand who Prime is. You got to understand who Prime is. He's one that could wear any and everything on his shoulders. Don't give a damn with none of y'all on the outside thing.
People wear them, but they don't want to advertise it. But like you said, you know what I'm saying? Hey, hold on. They make them for a reason. Anytime they make something, somebody is purchasing it. So it's a lot of, sometimes women, after they have kids, it takes a while for those muscles to get back strong again. Right. Sometimes men, they have bladder cancer, they have prostate, they have issues. It's hard. Yeah. And some, my grandmother wouldn't wear them. She said, "Libby, I want my dignity." So my grandmother wouldn't wear my grandmother wouldn't wear them. And she obviously she passed. I think Granny was 88. She had May in May she was 88, so she passed in July. Yeah. So,
well, I listen. I tell you what, depends if you see this. Come on, holler at your boy.
Ain't nothing wrong with you.
Holler at your boy early. Huh?
Hey, but sometimes I do be thinking about getting me a goose. Man, I be tired of walking to the bathroom, man. I just need to get me a goose and go right side the bed.
Hey, give me something where I can just roll over to the right or roll over to the left. I don't want to get up out of bed anyway because I keep upstairs. Boy, about 60 degrees. 60 degrees. It's freezing up there. So when I got to get up in the middle of the night, sometimes I don't want to do that. I could always use some Depends.
Hey, I'm gonna date myself here, and if you my age or older, and you're from the South, you know what I'm talking about. Hey, I'm gonna get me a night pot or a slop jar. See, if you from the South and you my age or older, you know exactly. They call them pea pots. They call them night pots. They call them slop jars.
I ain't never heard that.
You can Google it. That's what anytime I say something, man, I see. Hey, you know that what that mean? She immediately, anytime I say something, Ocho, I can see the fake. But I mean, look, to where it depends, that's the least of the issues. I'm glad they caught this in time. I mean, think about it, boy. Hey, God good, God great, and what He instilled in man to take his bladder and reconstruct it and use a small. Man, please.
I like that.
But
I like that.
If anybody look, this man, that joke time, his attitude about anything, he'll make anything positive. It could be the worst situation. He's one of the few people, no matter how bad a situation is, he can make it positive. Yeah. He can make light of a situation, make it and the thing, like when I did the interview, and I know a lot of you guys have seen the interview, when I went up there and I started getting on him about his toes, he wouldn't have it any other way. Because he's like, if it was if it was you, I get you. I was like, absolutely, I know. Yeah, absolutely, I know.
Hey, the joke's gonna fly now. That's something that's gonna always happen. We all have that type of relationship though.
Oh, you okay? That's why. Hey, you okay? You good? Man, you know I'm good. Oh, you should have told me that. You should have said nah. Should have told me that. Because now I got to get you. Florida State pulls the upset. Unranked Florida State takes down the number 8 team in the country. Yeah. Put pressure on Ty Simpson pretty much all day. He was pressured on 16 of 51 dropbacks, 1 of 10 for 30 yards with 3 sacks. When pressured, Simpson was not on the same page as Ryan Williams, who left the game late with a concussion. Simpson was just 5 of 11 when targeting him, 0-3 on passes thrown more than 5 yards down the field. I was thinking to myself, Johnny and Ocho, I was like, man, look here. I understand there's not a college coach that's gonna be Coach Saban, but you can't. He's lost to 4 unranked teams in 14 games. Coach Saban was there damn near 2 decades, and he might have lost 4 unranked teams in his whole tenure. And I was like, man, they might get rid of Kalen DeBoer. But I looked at that buyout. He has a $70 million buyout. They ain't got them deep pockets like y'all got, Johnny, down at Texas A&M, where y'all got a Jimbo up out of there for $77 million. They ain't got pockets like that. So Ocho, let me ask you this: you watched Alabama.
Oh yeah.
Coach Saban's not walking through that door anytime soon. Okay, Coach Saban's not walking through that door ever.
Yeah.
When you look at Alabama, they don't even look the same. They don't have the same swagger. They don't even take the field the same.
Well, Unc, you got to understand, of course they don't look the same. This is what we're seeing now. When Saban was there, this was pre-NIL, Unc. This was pre-NIL. NIL came along, and even the scoreboard all the way across, so all the talent and the players that used to go to Alabama, where everybody would go and have to wait in line, they got receiver after receiver after receiver, quarterback after quarterback after quarterback, running back after running back after running back, everybody going all over the place because teams have money and players don't want to sit and wait behind anybody else. They want to play right now. Money talks. Which is one of the reasons why Nick Saban left. Because the playing field has even, where the level of talent is scattered across everywhere, where now most of the part coaching comes into play, and coaching is that much more important. is that much more important now because Florida State today, I'm not going to say they embarrassed Alabama, but
They did.
I guarantee you a lot of people, especially if you gamble, I guarantee you had Alabama to win. I guarantee you had Alabama to win.
Johnny, what you think? What didn't you like about what you saw from Alabama, and what did you love about what you saw from the Seminoles?
I mean, I think Castellanos for Florida State jumped off the page in every aspect of everything. You know, you look at what they did. He only threw the ball 9 times. That's super effective to be able to go put 31 points up, and you only throw the ball. You're only 9 of 14 for 152. That's efficient. The one thing that I will say that I think in the past, you walk and face an Alabama team, you probably got a little fear. This is Bama, the team that's been a dynasty, the team, you got a little fear. That fear aspect of what Alabama is completely gone. And nobody's scared of them boys. Not Vandy, not Kentucky, not nobody. Nobody's walking in and seeing Alabama on the schedule and having any kind of shake, any kind of fear, nothing. They've been getting wiped the last couple years. You say that buyout's deep, but like they're not going to sit here and let this stand for sure. No. They'll go find it in the woods somewhere.
They absolutely will, because I was thinking the same thing when they said about Jimbo, because prior to Jimbo, the biggest college buyout was Gus Malzahn when he got $21 million to leave Auburn. And basically you tripled, damn near quadrupled that with this buyout for Jimbo. But you're absolutely right. When you're Alabama and you've had to expect, and you've done what you've done, 6 national championships. You lost another 2 times in the championship game. You're damn near, they called it the Alabama Invitational because Alabama was in it every year. And people had them with a chance to win it every year. You can't count Alabama out. You can't count Alabama out. But like you said, Johnny, nobody fears Alabama anymore. And when you don't, that's half the battle. It's fear. That's one of your biggest strengths is another man's fear. Well, they don't have that anymore. And I'm looking at Alabama, Ocho. Yeah, they ain't got the same level of talent. No, you're absolutely right. No. When you look at the running backs, it was Mark Ingram and Trent Richardson and this one and that one, and you look at Derrick Henry and Jahmyr Gibbs and this one and that one. You go look at the wide receivers. You went to Julio and Ridley and Cooper and this one and that one and Judy and
back to back.
And you look at the quarterbacks. You look at those big D linemen they used to have. You look at the DBs. They don't have that no more. They just have guys now. Ain't nobody just. When have you watched the game, Johnny, and you played against them? When can you honestly say you watched an Alabama team and ain't nobody jump off the page at you? Ain't nobody like, damn, ain't nobody gonna flash for Bama?
Not since the Georgia game. Not since the Georgia game last year where Ryan Williams did his thing and absolutely went crazy. Yeah, you've seen one player stand out where you're like, okay, this guy is a level of talent of Alabama that we're accustomed to seeing. Everything else, you may see a splash or a dash here or there, but you're not seeing it consistently week in and week out like you're accustomed to.
And the funny thing too, Unc, is I said something about, for me, obviously being a receiver and thinking about college football and thinking about all the players that have been promoted and advertised as opposed to be, them boys. And me saying like nobody popped out to me on film today, and people in the chat saying it's only week 1. Yeah, week 1. Yes, it's week 1. That's the whole point.
You allowed to pop out. Just because it's week 1, that don't mean you can't flash. That doesn't mean you can't show.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What do we talk about? It's only week 1. Yes, that's when you actually pop out and you show off. When you're playing against the top talent. You're playing against the good teams. These are the games you're supposed to pop out because you're trying. When you get to the next level, every week it's the same thing. Every week you play in the NFL, it's them boys. You playing against them boys. So I was expecting maybe coaches want to call conservative games. Maybe they want to feature the players that we've all been noticing on commercials and seeing over and over and over. So maybe next week, maybe the week after. I don't know. At some point, the games for today were okay. The Alabama and Florida State game to me was probably the best and the most exciting, with the Clemson game following after that. But there's one more game we haven't talked about yet. That was the absolute snooze fest. I'll wait till we get there.
When I think about Alabama, the one thing Alabama could do will stop the run. You know, Coach Saban, Johnny, you had to throw. The thing that gave Coach Saban problem has always given Coach Saban problems, the dual threat quarterback and the guy that can pass the football. You go back and look when they lost to Oklahoma, Trevor Knight, I think that was his name. You look at what he did to them in the Sugar Bowl. He stood back there and he threw the ball. Now, the thing that gave him the most problem is a dual threat quarterback, a guy that can throw the ball and run. You look at Johnny Manziel. You look at Deshaun Watson. You look at guys that Cam Newton. It just so happens you're talking about two guys won the Heisman Trophy. One guy was one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL before the injuries and things off the field took place. You see, but they got ran on 49 times for 230. Coach, you don't run on Bama. Bama don't let you run. They stuff your run, and then they go hunt your quarterback. They can't really hunt the quarterback. They really can't consistently stop the run. And Castellanos was doing whatever he wanted to do. Like you said, John, extremely efficient in the passing game. Only threw the ball 14 times. But when you can, and you know Gus Malzahn, you know what he wants to do. He wants to run the football. He wants to give you a lot of misdirection. He's going to run jet sweep. He's going to run your quarterback. He's going to run his quarterback. That's what he does.
Hey, Florida State almost lost that game, but almost let them boys back in the game too. After the second half, that second half and third quarter, everything started being conservative. Everything started being conservative. The 3 and outs, giving Alabama the ball back, allowing them to have a chance to get back into the game. Now, if it was the old Alabama or a team that was a little bit more competent and efficient with the ball, hell, Alabama could have came back and won that game with as conservative as Florida State played in that second half.
Well, the old Alabama wouldn't have been behind like that.
Well, that too.
Go ahead, Johnny.
No, I think you look at what Alabama wants to do in the past. They would always say, listen, we're going to go man on man. We're going to take our best versus your best, and we're going to lock you down. Times like we said in the past where they've had success against an Alabama has been when, they're running man coverage, running down the field, and the quarterback's able to escape to contain and be able to get out. But this is a team that just doesn't even resemble that. Like, we're going to put our best corner against your best receiver and body him and throw him out of bounds and bully him up, or, we're going to take our best edge rusher and just absolutely mop you all day long. You're not used to seeing an Alabama team get pushed around, especially in the trenches.
No. And
it got to be concerning.
Yeah, and plus, they can't run the ball like they used to. Alabama get them hogs up. And I'm looking at the offensive line. They go 6'7", 340, 6'7", 320, 6'6". I'm like, bro, y'all big for no reason. Why the hell you that big if you can't block? If you ain't moving, Ocho, you got to move furniture, you that big.
Yeah.
I said, y'all that big and can't block the sun out your eyes. I was like, well, damn, ain't no sense in being that big if you ain't going to move something.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, damn. I mean, 29 rushes for 87 yards. Ocho, 27 rushes, 89 yards?
Yeah.
3 yards a carry?
Yeah, Florida State looked good on Florida. I'm talking about all 3 levels. Up front, second level, and the secondary. I really want to know, Chad, I don't know if you guys know, if you remember Earl Little that played for the Cleveland Browns, is that his son, Little Jr.? Hey, he was all over.
You talking about the DB Earl Little, right?
Yes, Earl Little went to North Miami, down here in Miami.
I think that is his son.
You think so? Man, he was balling, boy.
Nick Saban coached 230 games at Alabama. He had 4 losses to unranked teams during his stretch. Kalen DeBoer has coached 14 games, and he just lost his 4th game to an unranked team. Since 2007, in games in which Alabama was favored by at least 14 points, Coach Saban is 131-2. Kalen DeBoer is 4-4. They get you up out of there. You don't want to be the man. You don't want to be the man that follow the man. You want to be the man that follow the man that follow the man. So I want to be the guy that came after the guy that followed Coach Saban. I don't want that pressure. You don't want to follow Coach Bryant. You don't want to follow Nick Saban. You don't want to follow one of those, the Barrett Switzers or those Eric Parcells, one of those mythical coaches. You want to be the guy that followed the guy that followed him. Because now that's what I'm going up against. Because I've got some separation between me and Coach Saban. I've got separation between me and one of these historic great coaches. The question that I have for you, Johnny, is that do you believe the NIL would be the death of the SEC?
No, I don't think so. I think the South the SEC and that conference will only find a way to work around it and do what they need to do. There's too much money there. There's too much in these collectives to be able to make it successful. I think we'll see some more. I think we'll see different programs, different teams. Same Georgia, Alabama, the same couple little pockets of teams that have been winning from the SEC. So I think it'll give some disparity in that regard. But, for the most part, I think the SEC is aligned for whatever moves forward in the college football NIL landscape, whether it's getting to bigger conferences where we only have 3 big conferences throughout the country or 4 or whatever it may be. I think the SEC can keep accumulating teams, more teams, and end up being, the biggest conference, 16, 20 teams, when it's all said and done, and this stuff kind of plays itself out.
Ocho, what you thinking? Because you look at Underwood, and I think we might touch on him.
Yeah.
You get Larry Ellison, one of the top 3 richest men in the world. Mm-hmm. He underwrites it. You get Dave Portnoy from Barstool. You get a Tom Brady, says, hey, I'll personally help you out and mentor you and coach you. And you give a kid an 18-year-old, $12.5 million. Say, come on down here. This is what we got for you. It's hard when you got these deep pocket donors. You get a team like an Oregon, and you got Nike, and you got that Phil Knight dollars, and you get all those uniforms, and so now it ain't no Dodge Chargers. It ain't no Challengers. These guys got Ferraris, Johnny. These guys got Lambos. These guys driving Cullinans and McLarens.
Yeah.
At 18, 19-year-olds.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, listen. Hey, Unc, the landscape has changed. The landscape has changed, and it's like I said it even the playing field. And I think it's good. I think it's good for the players. I think it's good for the players because not only are you able to obviously get money for playing a sport you love, you're able to help your family out. Mm-hmm. You're able to help your family early. Now, as long as you can stay focused and understanding that you got this money as just a jump start for your bigger dream. For your biggest of making it to that next level where the real money is, as long as you can lock in, stay focused, and do what you need to do, I think I like it because, like Johnny said, it adds some disparity, obviously, to college football in general, and even the playing field where everybody gets the talent instead of 1 or 2 or 3 or just 3 teams getting everybody.
You're right, because it sure seems that way now. It doesn't look like, Alabama still get 5-star recruits, but they don't look like the 5 stars they normally get. It's seemingly Ohio State are getting those guys now. And they're, like you said, if they're 25, 35-star, Alabama's getting 1 or 2 where they normally have 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 3 D linemen, 2 O linemen, a corner, the number 2 or 3 dual threat. Those guys don't look like the same caliber player that they normally once had. And I think you guys are right.
And you know what? I have a question too.
Go ahead.
Johnny, y'all could probably help me out. When it comes to these stars and whoever is rating them.
Yes.
From the people that are supposed to be these 4 and 5 stars, when the lights were bright tonight, when the lights were bright today, in general, the stars didn't come out. The stars didn't come out at all.
And that's the thing, what you alluded to. You say when people, you tweeted what you tweeted, and people say, well, Shannon, they said, Ocho, well, it's just the first game. Doesn't matter. If you are who you say you are, first game, second game, third game, first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, it does not matter.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Chomping at the bit. You're like a pit bull on a leash when this first game comes up. You're sitting there waiting to get let off the leash. You're in training camp. You got bang plays going across the middle, and you can't touch each other, and you're running by and you're barking. This is what you're doing all training camp. You're fake blowing stuff up. You have the sack whistler blown that you'd be like, boy, if that was in a game, we'd have tore your ass up. Like that's what you're doing all spring and all training camp. Yeah. So now you're off the leash. This is your time to run free. First time on a field, maybe in front of the lights. Yeah, it can hit you a little weird in a couple spots, but when it comes down to it, a dog is a dog, and it's time to be off the leash. Oh.
Ocho, Miami Hurricanes take down the number 6 Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, 27-24. This is Miami's first win against a top 10 team since beating Notre Dame in 2017. Carson Beck, the guy they paid $4 million for, threw 2 touchdown passes. He was 20 of 30, 205 yards, 2 touchdowns, clean game, no interceptions. Irish may have found their quarterback, C.J. Carr, but tonight's performance will leave Marcus Freeman with plenty of other questions to answer.
Oh, yeah.
Carr was 19 of 30, 221, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. The U was in control of this game. Ocho, I thought they were going to put it away, 24-14. And the next thing you know, you turn around and the score is 24-24.
Oh, yeah.
But give the U credit. They put the drive together late in the ball game, got a field goal, and then they turned it over to the defense, and the defense did what they're supposed to do. Ocho, what did you like? What did you like about what you saw from the U?
Listen, you look very good. I was really worried about the quarterback position. How was Carson Beck going to look? How is his resurgence away from Georgia? How is he going to look in a University of Miami uniform and keeping us? Let me not say us. Keeping University of Miami program where it needs to be, where Cam Moore left them. They were in good hands. Yep. So now, based on what I saw today, they're still in good hands. Small sample size. Weather a little bit. I thought the Hurricanes were going to run away with the game, Unc, when it was 21-7.
Yep.
But Mr. Freeman and Carr and that offense found a way to get themselves back in the game and make it a little bit more interesting.
Very interesting game.
It didn't have to be that close, but for some reason, coaches always have a way of calling a conservative game to allow the other team to get back in.
Well, I think the thing is, Ocho,
towards the end.
You don't want to do anything reckless. I understand, because here's the thing. Think about 28-3. Kyle Shanahan called the game like he'd always been calling it. Now people say, why you ain't run the ball? Why you didn't get conservative? You get conservative and lose. People are like, well, why you get conservative? You stay aggressive and you lose. People call you a bonehead. It's a very fine line that you have to walk. And if you do something and you turn the ball over, I called the game, but I didn't call no turnovers. So you can't put that on me. Somebody misses a block, somebody misses an assignment or something like that, Ocho, a drop pass on third down. Now you're getting off the field. I've always felt it's easier to play from behind than it is with a lead. Right. Because you throw caution to the wind when you're behind. What do I got to lose, Ocho? I'm already down. I'm down 14 points. I'm down 17, 21 points. I don't have a damn thing to lose. Everybody's already written me off. So I can throw caution to the wind. I can run a triple reverse. I can onside kick you. I can do whatever because there is no expectation at that point in time. Because I'm down by double-digit scores. And so I understand to a certain extent, but I thought Miami tonight, I thought they made plays. I thought the one-hand touchdown grab, Ocho, with a guy thought he had an interception. And that's what you have to have. If you're going to get to where you want to go, you're going to have guys to make plays on both sides of the ball. I love what Bain Jr. did at the defensive end. He thought he had it one time. He got the ball away on second down. Bain said, come here, I'm going to get you again. And got him again. But as a quarterback, you can't take a sack in that situation. You got no timeouts. And all your receivers are way downfield. So by the time you get them back, tick, 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 tick.
And also as a quarterback, he's a young quarterback, very good too. Carr is very good. He surprised me. He surprised me tonight. You also have to know in that situation, the defensive ends, they got their ears peering back.
Yeah, they're coming.
Their ears peering back. They coming right away. So you got to do your two tackles some justice and being able to maneuver in that pocket right away, understanding that them boys coming straight up field right away. Right. Other than that, Marcus Freeman and that Notre Dame team, they're going to be all right. They are going to be all right. University of Miami, them boys look good. I know right now outside tonight, Unc, even with the rain going on, boy, good old time. They don't look like the Hurricanes of the early 2000s, but they look good.
They got that level of talent.
Yeah, exactly. But they look good. For what we
they look good.
They look good.
Yeah, ain't no Andre Johnson running around there. Ain't no Clinton Portis, no Frank Gordon, no Willis McGahee, no Shockeys. Yeah. Who else was on that team? When you look at that, Antrell Rowe, Ed Reed, Sean Taylor. Yeah, William Bryant, and those two linebackers, Vilma, and so. But I like what I saw. Miami head coach Mario Cristobal said on Canes win, "Come on, look around. I played in this rivalry. Look at the way Hard Rock is rocking. Miami Hurricane football." Yeah, and he played. Hey, you're right. I mean, they were rocking. They had a lot of their former stars, their former great players there. That's always great to see. That's one I like that tradition that a lot of these teams have. where they're great players, their former players come back, especially if they're able to. You see homecoming week when guys have bye weeks. You see them standing on the sideline at Ohio State. You see them standing on the sideline at Michigan and Alabama and all that stuff. It was always great to see that. I remember when I was at Savannah State and the guys would come back, it made me feel good. I really never got an opportunity to get back, Ocho, because we during our bye week. I think I went to one homecoming, but for the most part, I didn't. It wasn't homecoming or they was playing an away game. But it's always great to see it. And as you said, Ocho, Miami Hurricane football looked good. Carson Beck played really well, 20 of 30, 205, 2 touchdowns, clean game. He didn't turn it over. But there's still a lot of football to go. I don't know if is Clemson on their schedule. Florida State, that's the ACC.
Hey,
so
let me tell you something. It's been a very long time. Everybody in the chat, it's been a very long time since we got two really good teams with a UM and Florida State meeting up. Now that is gonna be a goddamn game. Boy, what Florida State put on film yesterday, and what UM put on film tonight, man, stop playing, man. And obviously, listen, you're only gonna get better as the season goes on, especially from an offensive standpoint. Right. The offense always starts a little slower. They're a little behind the 8 ball as opposed to defense, who all they have to do is just read and react. Once they get themselves into a rhythm, man, please.
C.J. Daniels didn't catch a touchdown pass last season at LSU, but he scored his first touchdown since 2023 with a one-handed grab in the rain. And, I thought the ball security was fairly well. I mean, considering the inclement weather, it seemed like the turf gave a little bit. You're below sea level. So once things get saturated, the turf is going to give. If I'm not mistaken, Ocho, I think they had a black college football. I think Howard played somebody in that same stadium yesterday.
Played somebody. Howard played the illustrious, the one and the only.
Didn't y'all get beat?
HBCU of all time. They played FAMU.
Didn't y'all get beat?
Huh?
Didn't y'all get beat?
It was 10-9.
Whoa.
It was 10-9.
So which team had 10? All I need to know who had 10.
Who?
Who had 10?
Oh, Howard.
Oh, so who had the 9?
The greatest HBCU of all time, FAMU.
So they lost.
But can I tell you something?
I tell you something? Yes, you can tell me something.
Florida A&M marching 100. They won the halftime show. So technically, we won.
Well, I want to see them go the human jukebox.
Southern?
Yeah, man.
See, I can't even say nothing bad because I love Southern. I can't even say nothing bad.
And they turned it up. Hey, they showed out for us at the Super Bowl.
They did. They showed out for us.
They did.
I love Southern, especially what they did for us down in New Orleans. I love you to death, but my allegiance, my life. If I cut myself right now, I bleed orange and green.
You bleed orange and brown. Oregon State Beavers.
No. I bleed orange and green.
Oregon State.
You have to understand. Remember how bad I was in high school, coming out of high school?
No, I'm finna Google.
Hold on, listen to me, Unc. I was supposed to be at FAMU. I'm telling you. Listen, hey, Unc, let me tell you something real quick. Hey, Chad, let me give you a small example, right? When I was in high school, I wanted to be like a receiver that played for Miami Edison High School. Y'all can Google this. I looked up to these boys. His name was Jacquay Nunley. Somebody, I don't know. If I have anybody in the chat that's from Miami, you might remember Jacquay Nunley. Went to Miami Edison, played receiver, if I'm not mistaken. I think he might have worn number 3. He went to FAMU. Me coming out of high school, oh shoot, I want to be like Jacquay Nunley. But I want to go to FAMU. So that was part of my love for FAMU right there. Outside of my grandma and my mama always having me at the Classic every year as a little kid. I went to the Florida Classic since 1984. My mom and my grandma went to Cookman. They went to Cookman. But that orange and green, they came out, they were marching, I was like, oh, I got to go there. Man,
yeah. My grade. You went to the Beavers.
Well, I had to go to the only place I can get in. I had to go to the only place that would accept me. I had to go to the place that was willing to give me a 1-for-1 with no eligibility left. Thank you to Dennis Erickson, who remembered me from the little camps when he was with the Hurricanes. That's why he gave me a shot. Man,
you could have after you went to Samo, you could have went to FAMU.
Huh?
After you went to FAMU, you could have went back to FAMU.
But I was already on the West Coast. I didn't want to navigate and come all the way back here because I had to get out of Florida, to really get to my destination.
Exactly. That's why it worked out. You wasn't supposed to go to FAMU. Because you'd have still been in Miami and you go on to FAMU. Yeah,
listen, the funny thing about it is when I get some time, right now I got like 273 jobs.
Yes.
When football season ends, I'm enrolling myself back in school at FAMU to finish everything and get my degree. I ain't even got my degree yet. I just got a whole bunch of jobs with no degree. So I'm looking to get my master's.
Well, how close are you to getting your degree?
Hey, boy, listen, don't let me tell you, don't let me lie to you.
Lord have mercy. So so in other words, you spent a couple of years in college and you farther away from getting a degree than you when you went.
But hey, listen, God is good.
You gonna take online classes?
No, I'm going to school. No,
man, your big rust ass ain't gonna be sitting up in no classroom.
Who not? FAMU, Tallahassee, right down the street.
I know what FAMU is.
But I'm saying, listen, I would have the time to go to class and get that HBCU experience because once football season ends, all the jobs I'm doing, it comes down to a halt a little bit. And I got a little bit of room to maneuver. So I want that experience. And then also, not only am I going to enroll and go back to school, I'm also enjoying the band because you know how much I love the band. You know, I play saxophone, I can play drum, I can play tuba. And then Shelby Chipman, who's the band director at FAMU. Boom, ready. Now I can probably see if I can try and be the drum major or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm taking my second half. This is my second half of life, huh? I got to do something with it. I got a small window of opportunity. Ain't no telling when I'm gone. Ain't no telling. I'm on the other side of the mountain. Once you over your 50s, you're on the other side of the mountain. So I'm going downhill now. So I'm trying to get everything out the way and check everything off my bucket list.
It all depends on how much you did coming up on the other side of the mountain. It will determine how long it's going to take you to get down on the other side of the mountain.
That's a good question. I don't mean to be, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't mean to sound ignorant.
Yeah.
But I've been out of school so long.
Yes.
How the hell do I find out how many more credits I need for one to get a diploma, to graduate?
Well, you have to get your thing from Oregon State.
Transcripts?
Yes. Get your transcripts. Yeah.
You think they still got all that?
Yeah, hell yeah, they still got it.
Okay. You know, when they update.
Let's hope you got some credits.
I know I got something.
I don't know, Ocho, because I think you majored in eligibility. You were going. I don't think he was trying to get no degree. I think he was just trying to stay eligible.
Hey, that's it. I probably was.
Yeah.
Listen, the funny thing about it, is I'm one of the smartest, sharpest pupils in the classroom. I just had a problem not wanting to go to class.
I think the thing is, do you have a problem now, Ocho? Is that you being your age and your mind turning your mind off about those jobs that you got.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now, because you got to focus, I mean, I don't know, like you said, you want to go to class, to sit in that classroom, and you sitting there, because I remember when I went back at Ocho, I was at 20. I was 22. And I'm sitting in the classroom, and I'm like, I got more money than everybody in here.
Yeah.
More money than the teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I said, man, I got to get up out of here. I said, ain't no way. There's no way, Ocho, I could have waited a year. And I'm always impressed by guys that do it, that wait 3, 4, 5 years and then go back to school.
Right.
Now, if you're going to do it online, away, okay, that's fine. But to go sit in those classrooms, I couldn't do it.
You see why you can't do it? You understand why you can't do it, Uncle?
Mm-hmm.
You've had that experience. You've been to HBCU.
I have.
See,
I did.
I've always wanted, my dream was to go to Florida A&M. That was my dream. I never got to relive that, so I had the cards I was dealt. I did the best I could with them, but now I have the opportunity. You know what? I can finish off that childhood dream no matter how old I am. You got to understand. But going to class, going to class, actually going to school, if I'm not mistaken, a class ain't nothing but an hour long. I sit here.
It all depends. I mean, it all depends. We were on the quarter system, Ocho. So you're right. We only went to a class for like 50 minutes, but it was 5 days a week. If you're on the semester system, you might only have to go to class once to twice a week. Right. So it all depends. And then, you might have class, you might have labs. I mean, it's been 30 plus years. I mean, I graduated in 91. So it's so long. I couldn't even tell you. I just know how my attention span is that to be able to turn, Look at Ash laughing. I said, man, me and meetings don't get along. Me and meetings don't get along, man.
See, that's the difference. The difference with me, you have to understand, Unc. I can sit there and you'd be like, man, what you doing? I can sit there and play Madden for 9 hours straight in one chair and not move. I can play FIFA for 8-9 hours straight. I can stream for 7-6 hours straight without moving. So imagine me going to school and being excited because it's an experience I never got to do before.
What about the class? What about the curriculum? Are you going to be excited about every class that you take?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Because I understand what the end goal is. In order to get to the end goal, I got to put the work in.
Okay.
I got to put the work. They ain't finna just hand me no damn diploma. I'm trying to walk across the stage throwing them fangs. What you talking about?
Yeah. That's the best part about it, to walk across the stage and have your family scream your name and everything like that.
Man, it ain't, boy, y'all is my family. My mama gone, my grandma gone.
Oh, but I'm saying you got Chauncey, you got the kids. The kids gonna be there. Yeah.
It's gonna be, okay, listen, gonna be the Nightcap family. Gonna be you and Ash and Jordan and everybody else.
Okay. I'll show up.
All my kids, Man,
let me know how many of your graduating class. I'm gonna come when they get to Johnson, so I can be a little late.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna come. You know how they do the new graduation. I'm coming out
damn middle.
Hey, boy, shoot, man. Hey, my daughter's done graduated, man. My daughter done graduated from Prairie View A&M, man, and I ain't graduated yet. How they done beat me? My oldest daughter done graduated. My son done graduated from Arizona State. I'm the one with no diploma. My kids doing better than me.
Yeah, but that's what you want. You want your kids to do better than you. That's the whole purpose of why you did what you did.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't have to go through, so they wouldn't have the struggle. Now look, I didn't want to absolve all my kids from struggle, because sometimes people are like, I want no. You want your kids to struggle somewhat because you want them to understand life is not a bed of roses. So you want some struggle, but you don't want them to have to go through what you went through when basically your entire life was a struggle. But some struggle for a kid build calluses and help them navigate this thing called life. Because at some point in time, there will be a struggle.
Yes.
There will be some hardship. There will be some adversity. And you don't want them to have such a smooth ride that they don't know how to handle or navigate that obstacle.
Yeah.
Or that roadblock that's been placed in front of them. But you want your kids to, you did what you had to do to make sure you put your kids in a better situation than what you came up in.
This is the funny thing about it. And one thing I won't do up here and get up here panning, like the reason for my kids' success and the reason they're doing so well in life at their age now, at their big age right now, is because of me. Because it's not. Oh, Unc, it's not. Those I have kids from, did a hell of a job, and they still doing a hell of a job. That's why I can't wait. And this goes for everyone. And they'll probably see this. They probably not reading the chat. But when I win this Powerball, right? You laugh. I'm not even playing. I'm finna win the Powerball, right?
You can win that 1.1 billion?
Yeah. I'm finna split it in 3 halves. Half going to those I have kids from for a job well motherfucking done.
Okay.
1 half going to Nightcap because we finna do some wild stuff ain't never been done.
Lord have mercy.
And listen,
Ocho, I'm not finished. Look, I done skydived. I'm good. I'm gonna let you do that. I'm gonna be on the ground filming.
Listen, and the other half going to the Nightcap followers. See the subscribers.
Yeah.
So 1.8, whatever it is, we're gonna break down a huge portion for all of them for always supporting.
Right.
See, that's how I know God gonna bless me, because he know I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do with the money. I'm gonna do good, giving back.
Well, you got to give a percent to the church. We got to find some churches that's doing the right thing, that's helping people in the community.
Okay.
You got to tithe.
Okay. Oh, well, we're gonna start with New Birth. We're going to start with New Birth Baptist Church.
We ain't never been to New Birth. What
I grew up at New Birth. Remember I told you I grew up at New Birth.
Hold on. You talk about New Birth in Lithonia?
I talk about New Birth in Opelika.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, on 135th.
Hey, my bad.
Hey, Reverend Victor Curry. Pastor
Okay.
Curry. Yeah, come on now. Talk to me.
I thought you talk about New Birth in Lithonia. My bad.
It's another one?
Yes.
Where at?
In Atlanta. I think it's in Lithonia, They got a congregation. I think they got a congregation of about 20,000.
What? A what?
Yeah, about 20,000. I think it's about that big.
A church?
Yeah, anybody who go to New Birth in this chat?
Hold on. A church with 20,000 people?
Oh, yeah.
That's like a college stadium.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a small college stadium.
I think Pastor Jamal Bryant is the pastor now.
Okay.
I think that,
I know who that is.
He took over for Bishop Eddie Long, who passed away. I think he had cancer some years ago. I think Jamal Bryant is the head pastor now, if I'm not mistaken. I think, Chad, don't quote me, but I think he is the pastor at New Birth.
God, hey, a 20,000 congregation. Jeez.
Yeah. What you call him? Creflo Dollar. I think his First Christian something. Joel Osteen. I mean, yeah, they got a lot of the. I mean, they have 2 services. Ocho. Yeah, they
Joe
what
Osteen,
they call mega churches.
Joe Osteen in Atlanta too.
In Houston.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, but these mega churches, yeah. It's not the churches that you and I grew up that we were hoping to have 100 people in there or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, 4th Sunday or pastor's anniversary, church anniversary or something like that, you might get an overflow crowd. But yeah, man, these churches now, Ocho, they you know, look, I read my Bible. I read these literatures. I get these little pamphlets, man. I just don't believe in the prosperity aspect of it. I don't. I don't believe in church members suffering while the pastor's living great. That's I don't believe in that prosperity. I don't. I understand you tithe, you give what you can, but when you start telling me I must do this, I just count me. I'm just gonna go in. I do what I might not necessarily tithe to the church every month, but I do this charity, that charity. I make sure I do what I can, what I feel out of the goodness of my heart. I just don't tell people about it because I don't think that's something you should advertise. But I'm proud of you. I hope you do go back in the Life Church in Oklahoma has 85,000 members.
Man, come on, man.
Weekly attendance. So how many?
Wait, 8,500 or 85,000
weekly attendees. Because some churches you have two services on Sunday, and then you might have another service or a couple of services during the week. So that's where. Go ahead.
How do you get that many people? 85,000 people. That's more people that Paycor Stadium, the Bengals is fitting in the stadium. What are we talking about?
I mean, hey, you talk about the Bible Belt, Ocho.
Oh,
you know, in the South, people believe in that Bible. That's why they look down on certain aspects of sexuality and things like that. They frown upon that. But you know, look, we don't need to get in that. But hey, Joel Osteen has 45,000 members, weekly attendees. Creflo Dollar, he has a big. What's his church name? Faith Chris something. Put Creflo Dollar. Type that in there.
Hey, one thing about it, I love the word. I love
CREF.
You heard me?
15.
You heard me? I say I love some of these churches, some of the things I'm hearing about them.
Yeah.
Congregations, but I go to church for 2 things. I go to hear that word.
Yes.
And I got to hear the choir. And I want that old traditional good gospel. That old hey, man, listen. What a friend we have in Jesus. That old school. You hear me? And his eye is on the sparrow. I need that old school traditional gospel. Like I'm listening to Reverend James Cleveland. Like that kind of
the Mississippi Mass Choir. The Mighty Clouds of Joy.
Yeah, now we talking.
Shirley Caesar.
Come on now. Hey, Unc, I'm gonna take you back real quick. The Canton Spirituals.
Yeah.
Man, stop playing. That's the kind of gospel I'm looking for. Now, I don't know if I can find that in the kind of churches we have today.
Yeah. I mean, that was all I want to do is when they sing, before the prayer and after the prayer, when they start singing. We had a lady that would come to our church. She wasn't a member. Her name, I'll never forget her name, was Miss Margie Bird. Man, that lady could sing.
Yeah.
Hey, Chad, if you from Glenville, Reedsville, or from the surrounding county of Classy, you know who Miss Margie Bird was. Lord, that woman had a voice.
Yeah.
Boy, ain't nothing like you see that woman walk in like it didn't fail. Miss Margie, you want to do a solo? Lord, that woman get up there, Lord.
Hey, listen, I had the boy, you got listen.
Miss Small get on that piano. Whew.
Hey, I had the opportunity, obviously growing up with being able to see Miss Mosey Burks. I don't know who you know Miss Mosey
I don't
Burks
know who that is.
Listen, Mississippi Mass Choir. She's led many. She's
Mm-hmm.
led many of but you got me about to tear up. God damn it. Hold on, let me get some tissue. Shit.
Woo. Boy, those are days, man. Look. Those were the days, chat. I remember those days being a little boy. My feet couldn't even touch the floor, and just sitting there and you know, the old man prayer. They have it on them rib socks with those Stacey Adams, shine to the gill. We miss those days. I miss them.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, boy, we could talk about them old days. Boy, you got me tearing up, boy. God, leave, boy. Ooh,
those were the days, Ocho. Those were the days.
Hey, boy, I had the opportunity. I'm sorry, Chad. Excuse me for that. I had the opportunity of seeing Mosey Burks, who led the Mississippi Mass Choir many of times. And in chat, you might know the song. Unc, you definitely gonna know this song. One of her favorites. This morning when I rose. This morning when I rose, and man, had no doubt, man. Chat. If you don't know
we got to find. You know what, Ocho? We got to find a gospel concert. We have to step up in there.
Come on now.
Because you know, I had me a couple of suits that I had made. You know what I'm saying, Ocho? I ain't gonna be able to use them in 2025. But you know what I'm saying. But you know, I got them. And so just in case, you know, they wide leg. You know what I'm saying? They wide leg, Ocho.
Or they wide leg?
Yeah.
Hey, that's sharp now. Yeah. That's gonna be sharp now.
Peak lapels?
Yeah.
Man, look here. So clean, fly light on me, I cut his throat.
Yeah. Oh man. I like it. Man, matter of fact, I just every time I talk about gospel, I hear something about gospel, we get to talk about the church. Mm-hmm. Or you tell me anything when it comes to dogs or animals, I get to getting emotional for no reason at all. Man, I tweeted something earlier today. That goddamn Kiki Wyatt Jesus Christ. I'd retweeted, like I didn't tweet that much today, so if it's still on my timeline right now, and she was singing, and I just put the GOAT at the top of it, and I listened to it. Man, that lady there, man, something special.
She got a voice, huh?
Man, she got a voice, boy. She's so ranky. She was in there. She was playing. She was in there playing. Like, this is what I do.
Let's transition back to Miami Hurricanes 2025 schedule, Ocho. They beat Notre Dame 27-24. Next week, they're at home against Bethune-Cookman. Then they're at home against South Florida. Then they're at home against Florida. Then October 4th, they're on the road against Florida State. Home against Louisville. Home against Stanford. At SMU. Home against Syracuse. Home against NC State. On the road against Virginia Tech. On the road against Pittsburgh. Hold on just a second. Something is at a neutral site. What game played as a neutral?
FSU last, right?
No. FSU is October 4th.
Mm. Hey, they got a good chance to run the table.
But you see they got the answer. I don't see it either. Oh yeah, they got a chance. You know, they got South Florida, Florida State. Mm-hmm. Most of the Florida State game ain't gonna be easy now.
Oh no, not based on what I saw yesterday, especially when that Florida State defense.
Yeah,
they look good.
All right, let's get into it right now. The game that just went off, LSU, the number nine, LSU Tigers go on the road into first time in a long time you've had two Death Valleys. That's what Clemson called their home, Death Valley. That's what LSU calls their home, Death Valley. So one Death Valley went into the other Death Valley. So number 9, LSU go on the road, take down the number 4 Clemson Tigers by the score of 17-10. Garrett Nussmeier played extremely well, John. I thought he played really well in the second half. He calmed down. He showed a lot of poise, a battle back, and they got the win, a very tough fought victory. Normally, early on in the season, these are the type of games LSU normally loses. And you see opening, they lost to Florida State, they got blown out. And then they lost the year before that, they got beat. Now, LSU showed me a little something. Going on the road in an extremely hostile environment, the number 4 team in the country, and getting a win, that was very, very impressive. Johnny, let me ask you this. What did you like about what you saw from LSU?
I mean, I think you look at a lot through the game. You see it was kind of stagnant there for a while where nothing was really happening. Just kind of just kicking it back and forth, waiting for something to happen. But they stayed patient. Nussmeier finally got things going a lot better in the second half. They have the turnover in the first half that really killed a lot of momentum. But one of these kind of slugfest games that when you go on the road, you never really know how you're going to win these and get these done. But when you look at the end of the day, you want to have this win. And I think they just found a way to get it done in the second half. Nothing too like overwhelming, overpowering, or anything like that, but just a solid, 1 touchdown win.
Mm-hmm.
Ocho, what'd you like about what you saw from LSU, considering these are the type of games we talked about that Brian Kelly has seemingly lost early in the season, and finding a way to win a game like this? When you go on the road and you beat the number 4 team in the country, it doesn't matter if it's 17-10, if it's 17-16, if it's 11, if it's 4-3, you won.
Long as you get the win. Listen, LSU played extremely well. I think the beginning of the game, it was very stagnant. It was a very defensive game. Obviously, most of the time when it comes to college football, even NFL, the defense is always ahead of the offense because all they have to do is read and react. And it takes time for offenses to get rolling. And what I did see from LSU, and I didn't see enough of, let me tell you what I didn't see enough of, Unc, of LSU is being wide receiver university. LSU to me is now wide receiver university. I don't see that dog. I don't see that one player out there that can make a difference for LSU, and I didn't see that for Clemson either. They're another university that produces some good wide receivers. I haven't seen anybody emerge. Actually, honestly, we talk about not just this game, the entirety of the day throughout college football. Those that I thought are supposed to step up, those that have always been on my radar as really, really good receivers, nobody really. What's the word I'm looking for? Nobody really
stepped up to the front and impressed.
Yeah, nobody at all. Especially in this game tonight, I was really looking forward to seeing somebody for LSU to make a difference in the game, somebody for Clemson to make a difference in the game, but that didn't happen. It was more of a defensive slugfest, and the points that were scored, they were earned. Every point was earned tonight.
I think LSU will look back on this game, and if they go and have the type of season that I think guys they want to have, they'll definitely look back at this game. Anytime you can go on the road in a hostile environment, and this is not Clemson's number 4 team in the country. They have the number 3 rated overall prospect. He happens to be a quarterback, Clint Klubnik. And to go in there and to get that win, I think that tells you, I think Brian Kelly learned something about his team tonight, Johnny. I really think he has a team now that he believes that he can take it anywhere in any environment and get a victory.
Yeah.
Look, this is a playoff team, Clemson, from last year. Same quarterback coming back, a lot of the same pieces. So you got to feel like early in the season, this game has been scheduled on their bulletin board for the whole offseason. They knew what they were coming into to play. And like we said earlier, this is a game LSU normally doesn't come out and win. So for them to do that has to make them feel really good about themselves. I don't see anything in Clemson's game that they should feel too down on. You obviously want to win this game, but going through the ACC and the schedule that they have, they'll be fine. I think they need to continue to have Klubnik run the ball as he did a couple times there to extend some drives and do some certain things. But listen, everything's going to go through that guy, number 2 for Clemson. And if he doesn't put a touchdown on the board, they're usually not going to come out with a win in that situation.
Yeah, LSU had to play well. They showed up with T-shirts with 1-0 on it. When you on the road, Johnny and Ocho, when you show up on the road against the number 4 team in the country, and you're wearing T-shirts and you already got 1-0, boy, you better come out there. Boy, you better come on out there and play. And they played. That second half, they really dominated. They really dominated this game. Like I said, Johnny, you were 28-38, 230, 1 touchdown. Not overpowering. He didn't have a 300-yard day. He wasn't 70+% completion percentage, but he was solid. He made big-time throws when he absolutely had to have them to get a drive, tie the ball game up, and then he goes down and get the go-ahead touchdown. He was very, very impressive, and I think Brian Kelly has to be impressed with his team. Defensively, they started getting after Klubnik, and once they started to put that pressure on, they brought a blitz. The guy, a linebacker, looped around on 4th and 4, and they turned them over on downs. But LSU, this was an impressive win. Now, you go look at it. Texas is in the SEC. Georgia is in the SEC. They're not going to be any cakewalks. I mean, even Vanderbilt saying, hold on. We're not your homecoming now. Vanderbilt used to be Johnny. First game of the season was homecoming. Vanderbilt on the schedule. Vanderbilt was like 10 homecomings a season.
Yeah.
Even when they played FCF.
It's a coming out party that day.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, everybody's thinking about, hey, I'm going to pad my stats. You know, hey, the party tonight, I need to shine. But the SEC is going to be very, very tough. Clemson, I agree with you, Johnny. The ACC, ain't a whole lot to write home. Now, the team that we're about to talk about in a little bit, Florida State, they showed us something.
Ooh,
that Castellanos, he showed us something today.
Hey, Florida State, hey, Johnny, I don't know what Florida State team we saw today, but they look really good. Not only offensively, which has really been stagnant for a very long time, but defensively, they came to play. Earl, hey, Little Jr., is that Earl Little's son?
I think so.
It is?
I think so.
Hey, boy, he nice. Hey, he is nice.
Yeah.
He nice. He was playing some good goddamn ball out there, boy.
Arch Manning struggled in his debut against Ohio State. With scouts and more than a dozen NFL teams watching, including nearby Cleveland Browns, Manning was inconsistent. He completed 17 of 30 passes, 170 yards, 1 touchdown, and an interception. A very underwhelming day for a player some has pegged as the number 1 pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. Johnny, is this a sign of things to come, or are we just saying it's just one start? Hey, let's not make too much of it.
I mean, listen, I think overall as a player, like this is one of the things you start early in the season. I was talking to Jake Spavital, who was my offensive coordinator my second year. He plays at Baylor. I'm talking to him about the game the night before, and he's just like, fuck, man, we can't run the ball. And there's certain things early on in the season where you need more reps and more game reps and more live speed reps. And this is something that's always been a question with Arch, which is, has he played enough? Has he got enough reps enough to be able to come into a game like this and be prepared and ready to go? And today, it didn't look that way. I think as you saw their nice drive they had in the fourth quarter where they went down and scored, he has that capability, right? But like to do it from the first snap all the way throughout the game and be consistent with it, this isn't Louisiana Monroe. This isn't the teams he's popped in last year and played against. Like, this is the defending, reigning, really good Ohio State football team. Like, you're not that red dot that he said that they were swinging at everybody else. That motherfucker must be broken or something, because that did not look like the number 1 team in the country today at all. And it was an all-time quote. I'm cool for it, but if you're going to walk out like that with the gap, you better back it up.
Yeah, and the thing is, look, everybody keeps saying that he's a generation. Bruh, we've got to stop with this generational stuff. Mm-hmm. Everybody is not generational. Just because they have 1 or 2 good games, do you understand what a generation is? Yeah. Do you understand what transcendent mean? Do you know what transformative mean? We just be using stuff because it sounds good. Stop saying that. He's not. He might be that, but if you look at Arch Manning and you say he's transformative, he's generational, you're lying. He's not. Because guess what? They shut down the run, and then it's like, okay, go win the game. And like you said, Johnny, the thing what happened is that when Ewers were hurt last year and he's playing substandard teams and he looked really good. Well, they should go to Arch. They should go to Arch. They should go to Arch. Bro, but when you go step up at Ohio State and you face the Texans and you face the Alabamas, no, bro, that's not good enough. Mm-hmm. That's not good enough. And he's going to have to be much better. Mm-hmm. Because if you looked at him in his starts and when he's had to step up in competition, if you can look at him and say, well, he's generational, we've got different definitions of what generational is. Go ahead, Ocho.
Listen, this is part of the media's fault, honestly. This is part of the media's fault in crowning him a generational talent, crowning him the next big thing. Obviously, because some of the games he played in last year, he looked decent when he came in, when Ewers went down and was hurt. But again, you come in week 1, you playing against them boys. What did Johnny say? A dog is going to be a dog regardless of circumstance, regardless whether it's week 1, week 2, or week 3. So now, sometimes things look funny in the light. Sometimes things look funny in the light where the media has propelled and been propped up an individual that they're this generational talent supposed to be the number one pick in the draft. And so we're expecting to see just that. It was a bad day. It was a bad day for Arch. It was a bad day. I think he's going to be all right. But based on what we saw today, nah, that ain't it. That ain't it. Because they couldn't score. They couldn't even score. They couldn't run the ball. So if you can't run the ball and you can't score, and our offensive coordinator wants to be able to say, you know what, Arch, I need you to win it with your arm. And they couldn't do that.
Go ahead, Johnny. What do you want to say?
I think if, like, for football guys, especially you guys playing, tight end receiver position, one of the first things you ever do is just mesh, right? Texas runs a lot of mesh throughout this game, and they're just those little, for a quarterback, just easy little throws, completions to get the offense rolling, just pitch and catch type of stuff. There were just so many times throughout the game where he's just a little off balance. Like, these are the ones where you step, you cut them off, you lead them on right in front, easy pitch and catch, confidence boosters that Texas didn't really have throughout the day. And when you get stagnant and you're sitting there late in the third quarter, fourth quarter, you have no points on the board, you keep coming back to the sideline, taking your helmet off, and you're like, damn, we can't get anything going. For Arch in those situations, those are the ones you just have to go back to the very basics of what you do. Day one install, whatever it is, take a little 3-step drop and just throw the shallow real quick. Whether it's bang, bang, get tackled or whatever, you got to build on some momentum and be able to get yourself in a spot. Because, look, the talent is there. I think he will get to a point where he's good enough. And this is the thing that we've said all season. The media puts a lot of hype on him. It's his turn. You have the chance in every opportunity you want. Everybody watching. All eyes are on you. Go do it. So one game is not make or break, but it's a true test of where Texas is, and they are not the number one team in the country. That's for sure.
Yeah. You wanted to go ahead, Ocho.
No, I'm going to say one more thing. It's really small. It's really small. Just watching the game with Arch Manning today, obviously, the receivers over there in Texas, it's supposed to be some boys over there. It's supposed to be some dogs over there. It's supposed to be one of the plays early in the game where Arch threw an interception, and I'm looking, they got the bunch split, right? They got the bunch split, and the receiver, he got the 7 route. But the goddamn corner staying way upfield, he's staying high on his inside shoulder. So the first thing you do, I'm like, well, what is the receiver doing? Man, just break it off and run it like
a square out.
Yeah, like a big ass deep ass out. Man, the deep. I mean, I don't know what the receiver's doing. Yeah. And it was an interception. But I'm like, no, Arch threw the ball in the right place. The receiver got to know, well, hell, if the DB want to keep running to the goddamn pylon, I'm going to just break it off at 15, 18 yards and just have a big chunk catch.
Yep.
And it's just stuff like that. If Arch is not playing well, that means the receivers have to be on point on the outside. They got to be on point. They got to help him out. You got to bail him out in that situation.
It didn't help that you're playing the team that won the national championship, the opening game on the road in their building.
Yeah,
we know what Ohio State represent. We know how that crowd is, and they got an former NFL defensive coordinator coordinating that defense. Normally, NFL defensive coordinators, when they go to college, they have a lot of success because they can get really exotic and can confuse. Because if they can confuse NFL quarterbacks that's been quarterbacking for a number of years at that level, they should have some success against a college quarterback in his real first true year of starting.
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to give Arch a little leeway, but there are some throws that I expect him to make. If you're what they say you are, it doesn't matter who you're playing. There are certain throws you should be able to complete. And we didn't see enough of that today. But like you said, this was the worst case scenario for Arch, starting on the road, your first game as the true leader on the road in the horseshoe. That's you're asking for a lot, but we got to stop throwing around generational. Let's just calm down. Let him play. We want him to be Peyton and Eli. Oh, he gonna be number 1 overall pick. Just let him play.
Oh, I would go to say when the way they throw him around, the way they advertise him, the way the media talks about him. So regardless of whether you playing in the horseshoe, regardless of whether you play in Ohio State, regardless of whether it's week 1. We are expecting to see exactly what the media says you are. But anyway, he didn't play well. He didn't play well. I'm sure he'll rebound next week. I'm not sure who Texas
they play next week.
At San Jose State.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go. He might. Hey, listen. He might throw for 700.
Well, ideally, Johnny, you want San Jose first, then go to Ohio State. I want to get my feet. Hey, Ocho, I just don't want to. If you notice, guys when they swimming, they put the water on their body. They want to feel the little water a little bit. They just don't jump in cold. Hey, sometimes they jump down in there and get a little bird bath on. Yeah. But like I said, I just want the people to just stop using that word. It seems like every time we get a decent player, he's generational. Bro, y'all need to understand what generational means. And I don't think you do, because it sounds good. Oh, he's a generational talent. Mm-hmm. Bro, I mean, his uncle was a generational talent, the one at Tennessee. Cam Newton was generational. Mm-hmm. We didn't, Cam, he played Alabama or he played LSU. We didn't make no excuses for Cam. Mm-mm. We didn't make no excuses for Peyton. But now we want to make excuses. Because remember when Peyton couldn't beat Florida? Mm-mm. We made no excuses. So we're not going to make no excuses now. He's going to have to play better in order for Texas to get to where they want to go. He will have to play better. Johnny, let me ask you this. Do you think with Patricia orchestrating that offense, Jeremiah Smith, Ocho they did a great job of covering him. You can see the frustration at the start of the bill. Yeah. They're going to put 3 guys on him. Do you think they should be title favorites again to repeat, Johnny, Ohio State?
Yeah, I think so. I think you're going to see that the way they're going to defend Jeremiah Smith all year, you're going to get a lot of that. He's going to be extremely frustrated, but at the same time, that should let wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3, and even a running back out of that team be foaming at the mouth for the opportunities they're going to have at the backside of some of these plays and some of these schemes. Because as they go on, I think Ohio State is extremely well coached. And Patricia leading that defense, I think it's exactly what you said. Having a guy who's been in the NFL for so long, being able to come back and do this at the college level, should be able to put in some different blitzes, some different looks. Like, he's sitting there watching film, and it's such a different look from everything that he's accustomed to in the past, and just has to be sitting there with a plethora of ideas of what he can bring to it. And as long as you have a good, experienced group of people in that room and guys who are all together communicating it, there really is, you can put all this stuff in college. You just have to have the right guys to be able to do it. So it looks so far after what you've seen today, and granted, it's only week 1, and we're in a college football era now where you can lose twice, maybe even 3 times, and still go on, to get into the playoff and be a national champion. So it's hard to not. You don't want to overreact too much after week 1, but Ohio State has a really good team. We'll see if the QB play can continue to expand throughout the season, because that's what it really comes down to.
Mm-hmm. That is true. Another thing too, Unc, when it comes to Jeremiah Smith, they got to be more creative. They understand the stat line he had last year when they played against Texas. It wasn't that good. So what do? You come in with a game plan. You come in with a game plan to move Jeremiah Smith around. You don't just have him on the outside to the left. You don't just have him on the outside to the right. You put him in motion. You condense the splits, forcing the DBs to get off. There's so many, have him coming out the backfield. There's so many ways to give him the ball. Now,
whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I know he had some drops today, but he's the best player on the field by far on either team. It doesn't matter. So there's so many things you can do with him to make sure you can get him in rhythm and get him going. There are no excuses. No excuses.
All I'm saying is this. I don't give a damn if Jeremiah Smith got a trench coat, a disguise, a mustache, and a hat. That guy in the disguise and the mustache and the hat, he not beating us. So I don't give a damn what you do with him. You can put him in the backfield. You can bunch him. You can stack him. I don't care where you put him. Yeah. Somebody else beat me. He not beat me because you know why? I know he can beat me. I'm not sure these other guys can. So I don't care what you do with him, Ocho. You can have him out there looking like Inspector Gadget with a trench coat and everything. He ain't beat me. So I'm just saying, the guy with the trench coat, Coach, he ain't nobody. Don't worry about it. You cover that nobody, and you help him over the top of that nobody. Ocho, the number 13 South Carolina Gamecocks beat Vatech 24-11. The Gamecocks opened the season with a win over its coach Shane Beamer's alma mater. His dad coached there for almost 30 years. It's Frank Beamer, right? Isn't that his dad's name? Right.
Mm-hmm.
Carolina looked good. Carolina looked really good. That big receiver they got, Nick, what's his name? Hold on. Man, they got a receiver, Ocho, like 6'4", about 230. He can fly.
Carolina. South Carolina.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
He run 10, 100 meters, 20, 20 in the 200 meters.
Yeah.
Oh, man, he looked good. He caught a bomb. Caught a bomb. Oh, here it is right here. But I like Carolina. I like the way they got out the field. I like them uniforms. The quarterback, Lord Sellers.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played well today. Yeah. And he has that ability. He's a true dual threat. He has a nice, lively arm. Can run out, can get out the pocket and make plays. I thought they did a great job of and Mike Schuler's calling the plays. Mike Schuler called plays in the NFL.
Yeah.
And so Sellers was 12 of 19, 209, one touchdown, clean game, interception, no interceptions.
Yeah,
they had 37 carries for $119, one touchdown. But the defense played well. Carolina defense played well.
Very well.
A safety and 3 field goals, you can live with that.
Mm-hmm.
But I like those uniforms. Carolina got some nice uniforms. Yeah.
You like the all black?
I like that all black. I like that all black.
All right, it's all right. You ain't like Virginia Tech all orange? No.
Yeah. Maybe if they had Mike Vick out there running around, and I might have liked him.
Okay.
Florida State quarterback Tommy Castellanos mocks Alabama with merch after opening upset. Prior to FSU game, Castellanos stated, "They don't have Nick Saban to save them. I just don't see them stopping me." Castellanos not only backed up by beating Bama 31-17, but now is profiting off it. He's selling on Shirt's website, taunting Alabama merch. Nick can't save them. What's the pettiest thing you've ever done after backing up your trash talk on the field, Ocho?
Hey, that's a funny thing. Like, wait, excuse my ignorance. As a collegiate kid, are you allowed to sell merch like that and profit from it outside of NIL? You can do that?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, that's dope. I like that. For one, the fact that Castellanos said that before week 1 against a team like Alabama, and then went out there and backed it up
and did it.
Man, please. Alumni and all them students probably bought all that stuff up, right? You know how much?
Of course. It's only up from here.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's only up from here. All right, just keep winning. Hey, keep winning, and your pocket's gonna get fatter and fatter, young man.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He was 9 of 14, $152, 16 rushes, 78 yards, but he was the quarterback of note. His team won. He played really, really well. He didn't have stats that blow you away. The most impressive stat that a quarterback can have is a win.
W.
Because at the end of the day, that's how we measure. That's how we supposed to measure quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And he's won more, and he beat Alabama. And we know what Florida State has been over the last couple of years. There are a lot of people that was calling for their head coach's job. Yes. But the alumni and the they stayed, the booster, they stay, and the president, they stayed true. So we believe in this guy because they had just went didn't they go to the, I think. They had lost. They lost their quarterback. They didn't make the college football playoff. They lost their quarterback.
His leg.
But came back, and here they are, opened the season with a big-time win. They weren't ranked, but they will be when the rankings come out on Tuesday.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's what you have to do, Ocho. You have to go out there. He said what he said, and he went out there and backed it out. He backed it up, and he's right. Coach Saban couldn't save him. Kalen DeBoer, you got to get on. You got to get on that. Get in on the action, bro. It's time to go. April, Nico Amaliva decided to walk away from Tennessee balls after feeling that he wasn't being paid what he deserved. At Tennessee, Amaliva, NIL deal was around $2 million mark, but he wanted a bump to approximately $4 million, and increase Tennessee was unwilling to grant. However, at UCLA, Amaliva took a pay cut, earning only $1.2 million. And then when you factor in the state laws at California, 50%, he makes $600,000. So UCLA opened the season on Saturday against Utah, and they lost 43-10. He finished with 11 completions on 22 pass attempts, 50%, 136 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception.
Hey, sometimes you got to be careful.
Yes.
Sometimes you got to be careful. Now, this is just not a message for him. This is a message in life in general. Sometimes you're in situations where you want more and you think the grass is green on the other side when you got stability right there in your backyard.
Mm-hmm.
You got comfortability right there in your backyard. I mean,
Tennessee is no state, not to cut you off, Ocho, but if I'm not mistaken, I think Tennessee is a no state income tax.
Yeah, come on now.
Tax state.
You got to understand that. Then you're trying to be greedy. Your play on the field is going to take care of itself. If you want more money in NIL, you take care of that in between the lines.
Mm-hmm.
With your play, they will have no problem bumping you up. They let you go for a reason. They let you go seek out what you're looking for, which is more elsewhere. And then you go somewhere where you make
less and they tax you more.
Yes, and they tax more, and you lost your first game against Utah. Come on, man. That's a life lesson in itself, too, Unc.
So
that's a life lesson in itself.
So $1 million. So you at 36% tax rate. So every $1 million you get $630,000. Mm-hmm. So he could have made 1.260. Now he's making 600,000. So he left 600,000 on the table.
Mm-hmm.
That's money in his pocket.
Come on, you got to do better. Understand the situation you in.
Because California is I think a 13%. Yeah. 13% state income tax. So you figure 36% plus 13, that's 49%. Then you got FICA, and then you got all these other, because California hit you over your head.
Oh, they coming to get theirs.
Boy, California hit you over your head.
They get theirs.
Well, they get all that. All that.
They need to use that goddamn money to expand the goddamn 405 and make it 200 to fix the traffic.
Well, if that's the case, they need to make it to 810. They don't need to expand nothing. They need to look. I mean, California, they be taxing, and they got probably the fourth or fifth largest GDP of anywhere in the world. And we talk about a state. We ain't talk about the United States. We talk about a state within the United States. Mm-hmm. That's how much money that they make. Mm-hmm. It's just that you can't take care of every single person.
Yeah.
And Cali try to take care of every single person. I think they waste a lot of money. Whew. Man. I thought we were going to have a good game because it started out good for UNC. They got the ball, go right down the field. I said, okay. I said, Coach Belichick might have got him a stinker. Mm-hmm. But come to find out, all he did, they just pooped on the field. That's the only stink out there. Because, boy, they stunk it up tonight. 48-14. The Horned Frogs travel on the road, go down to Chapel Hill. Whoo, Chapel Bill. They need to pray for it because they're going to go get real ugly. They're going to get ugly before it get better, Ocho and LT. But 48-14, TCU really had their way with them. Over 500 yards of total offense. They did a great job. They threw the ball well. They ran the ball exceptionally well. And North Carolina, look, I understand it's Coach Belichick's first year there, but you see the talent, the discrepancy. Now, I'm not saying TCU is Ohio State. No. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying they're LSU or one of those programs, but they have more talent than the Tar Heels. Yeah. LT, watch this game. I know you had a vested interest in this game. You're a great alum of TCU. What did you like about what you saw from your ball club?
Well, to your point, Unc, we have a veteran team, man. We have guys that have played a lot of football. And, when you have a veteran team, guys that have, been in some tough games, have weathered the storm, you're supposed to win a game like this versus a team, in UNC who has brought in a lot of transfers. There's a lot of turnover. They still don't know what they have yet. So I'm just keeping it honest. We were supposed to win this game. But what I like from my team, like typically we can throw the ball all over the yard. But lately we've had a little trouble running the football to close out games. And you guys know, as an RB, we got to be able to run the football. So that's what I love the most tonight. Is when we had to run the ball in the second half, man, we dominated. We controlled the line of scrimmage. We had like 3 or 4 running backs in there running the football. And I think that bodes well for us in the Big 12.
You took the ball, the first play of the drive, the first play of the open of the drive, and in the second half, and you go 75 yards. The guy goes 75 yards untouched. So it was a harbinger of things to come. Ocho, you watched this ball game.
Yeah.
There was a lot of fanfare. Everybody's talking about Coach Belichick. We know what he's accomplished at the NFL level. They started going through all his accolades, the 6 Super Bowl wins, the 9 Super Bowl appearances, the 17-18 division titles, and yada, yada, yada. But now he's coaching players, and I think for to a certain point, all coaches have patience. But I think you have to show even more patience now, even though some of these guys are getting paid. It's not like an NFL roster where every single guy is getting paid.
Right.
But watching this game, Ocho, what did you? Is there anything you can take positive from what you saw from North Carolina?
I mean, the only thing I can take positive from North Carolina is the head coach, Bill Belichick. That's the only positive thing I can take. You're playing a TCU team. Obviously, you can see the discrepancy in the level of talent at each position. And one thing that Bill Belichick always harped on, is turnovers. You can't turn the ball over. You can't make mistakes. Here's one thing: do your job, and everything else will take care of itself. Now, I'm not sure North Carolina's schedule, and I'm not sure the team they have coming forward. But when it comes to a team that's evenly matched, from skill set to skill set, whether it be defensively or offensively, we would get to see a better outcome from Bill and that coaching staff. Coaches can only do so much, huh?
Yeah.
LT, coaches can only do so much. At some point, you have to go out there and execute. And it's a team game, but it's 11 individuals on the field, and you got to win your job. You got to win your individual battle. And then the outcome of team comes into play. They weren't out coached, but they were outclassed because of the level of talent that TCU had tonight.
Obviously,
I think they looked a little.
Go ahead.
I think they looked. Yeah, I was going to say I think they looked a little better when the backup quarterback came in, Max Johnson.
I do too.
Yeah. They looked a little bit better. He threw the ball a little bit better. They had a little bit better rhythm to their offense. And if you guys know, that's Brad Johnson's son. Yeah. So he has the pedigree in order to play the position. So maybe they make that turn to this young man who has played a lot of football. He's been to LSU, Texas A&M, so he's played a lot of football.
I agree.
I have a question, LT and Unc. I have a question real quick. Will they really make a move already from the starting quarterback after just one game, or do they give him another chance? Will Bill make a move that fast?
The way he looked?
Yeah, he really didn't look good. And the question is, how close was the quarterback battle? Because they said he won the battle. So how close was it? Was it a runaway or was it a last-second decision? Right. But I agree with you, LT, because this young man is played at the top. He was a starting quarterback in the SEC. He was starting quarterback at LSU. He was a starting quarterback at Texas A&M. And for him, I'm surprised that he didn't win the job outright. I think we need to give Mr. Lopez a little credit, but he didn't look good tonight. Now, it's one game. One game is not going to determine, but it's not going to – you can't have a long – Ocho, you only got 10, 11 games. Yeah. I can't wait to 5 games in to say, okay, I'm going to pull the plug. Nah, it's a lot – you get a lot quicker hook in college than you do in the NFL because you have 17 weeks as opposed to like 11 weeks. But look, they're not good. To make a long story short, guys, we talk about if they have a short leash, a long leash, they're not good. LT, you mentioned it. When you get 70 trained, you got 70 new guys, you got 30 freshmen. Yeah. Come on, man. What do we expect? Yeah. What do we expect?
And you playing the ACC.
Yeah,
you playing the ACC. You see how Miami look?
Oh yeah,
Miami looked good
last
night, man.
Yes, or you got Clemson and you got Clemson in that division, in that conference. So North Carolina, the Tar Heels are going to have to be on their best behavior. Now, I'm not saying, look, Wake Forest, we'll see what Wake Forest has, and NC State, and there are a couple of other teams, the Dukes. But right now, Carolina needs a lot. I mean, what I was most disappointed in was their defense, because that's where Coach Belichick, that's where his son, Steve Belichick, they cut their teeth. They're normally, hey, when you come home, I already knew where my grandfather hat was supposed to go. So when he took it off and handed it to me, Ocho, I went and put it right on the hat rack because I know where it was supposed to be. The Tar Heels are supposed to be able to hang the hat on what, Ocho? Defense.
Yeah.
You got the greatest defensive mind and his son.
Hold on, Unc, LT. Listen, you got the greatest defensive mind, right? When he was coaching with the Patriots, he was the greatest defensive mind, but he also had the tools out there on the field to be able to execute everything he brought to his mind.
Yes.
So, but now you're at the collegiate level. You might have
still need horses to run.
Hey, listen.
They didn't stop nothing tonight.
You got to have the talent there. You have to have the talent. You got to. You can't have a beautiful mind with a 10-cent finish.
Right.
They didn't stop nothing tonight.
LT, you remember? Hey, Ocho, you guys remember we used to be in the game and somebody on the defense, watch the run, watch the pass. Yeah, but you can't stop either one of them, so it don't matter what we do.
Right.
You're right. We're gonna do one or the other, but you can't stop either one. Mm-hmm. That was the Tar Heels tonight. They couldn't stop anything. Guy had 1 carry, 28 yards, 11 carries, $113 with a 75-yard a touchdown, 7 carries for 28 yards. I mean, 35 for 258. I'm like, bro, are y'all gonna
talk about the receiver? The receiver had 10 catches for
11 for 113
some yards. Yes, sir. So they didn't stop nothing.
Nothing.
So to your point, like they gotta hang their hat on something. Like that's Bill Belichick's MO, to be able to take something away. And tonight they didn't have the horses to be able to take anything.
Yeah, and in horse racing, look, a good friend of mine, Bob Baffert, he trained 2 Triple Crown winners, American Pharaoh and Justify. But at the end of the day, that plays a role, but he had the thoroughbreds to run. So whether you're Western Soul, D. Wayne Lucas, Suge McGahee, Bob Baffert, it does not matter. If you do not have horses to run, you cannot win significant races. In football, and I don't take anything away from Andy Reid and all these great coaches, but you got to have players. At the end of the day, it is the Jims and the Joes. It ain't no X's and O's, because you can have all the minds you want to. It's the Jims and the Joes that's going to determine how good those X's and O's actually are.
Every time.
But not a great start to Coach Belichick's college coaching career. They lose at home 48-14. And outside of that opening drive, that game really wasn't close. And they took a knee. They took a knee in a goal-to-goal situation, or they could have had a family, a party-style nugget, a 50-piece on them.
Yeah. They're going to be all right, though, huh? LT, they're going to be all right. They're going to be all right.
I don't know if they're going to be all right this year.
Yeah, no, they're going to have some. They're going to have some ups and downs, but they're going to compete. They're going to compete. Bill is the type of coach that even if you're losing, even with losses like tonight, that's the type of coach you still want to do everything you can for to not only appease him, but to prove the doubters wrong. All those that are going to be talking trash. You know what the media going to do. They're going to rip them to shreds. They was waiting for an opportunity like this, waiting to see what the debut looks like. And then you go out there and lose. The players they're going to step up. They're going to step up. They're not going to fold.